Okay, so I explained the situation on how it happened. I came with a complaint of back pain, and after church, I received prayer from your lovely sisters and brothers in Christ. And when I left, I felt so much better. The next day, I felt great, but it was the day after I had to actually stand on what actually happened. So it took, I would say, maybe like a couple days, me going back and forth and just believing in prayer. And it wasn't until like yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to accept this healing. Like, Satan, you cannot bring this back. And I just stood on it and just started declaring some things, and I've been great. So today I'm fine, and I just thank the Lord. And I say that because a lot of times we'll be here in the glory, but it's when you get home, it's like after the glory that you have to deal with, and also it's you have to just stand on it and just believe and just have faith. And sometimes you have to recall the event back to you. And I just thank the God for just being so faithful. I thank him for even being a God of healing, for even healing being available.
How long did you suffer with that pain before that night?
Off and on for about 2.5 years. Okay.
How consistent was it?
At first, it was really consistent. I was going to a chiropractor, and he was great, and we were doing a whole bunch of things. And it wasn't until, well, I told y'all how it happened. But whenever I would do certain movements, because what the problem was the certain movements that I would do. And I couldn't, be athletic and do certain things. And whenever I would even laugh, it would hurt. If I would sneeze, it would hurt. And I began to think this had to be something spiritual. I'm like, because this is taking my joy away. So it was prayer.
Tell them the dream you had too.
Okay, so spiritually, so I had a dream, and the dream was me like looking at my spine. And all of a sudden, as my spine was laying there, a snake came and it like crawled up my spine, and then it like bit my back. But as I was looking at it, I said, "Oh no, snake," because he was going to make his way all the way up my back. And I was like, "Oh no, Satan, you can't have my whole back." And so as I said that, he kind of like came down, but he just like sat like on the lumbar part of my back.
After that pain, right?
So it wasn't until, I didn't know what to think of the dream. I didn't know. And it wasn't until like a couple weeks later, I was at work and I had an incident, and I really just sat down in a chair and something happened, and then I was having back pain. And so I tried to, shake it off and just walk, and just exercise, do some stretches.
Mm-hmm. So you guys, I want them to understand what's happening. So she thought, okay, maybe this is spiritual, because not every single thing is spiritual, but I believe it is indirectly if it's not directly. But then she had the dream about the snake. Well, okay, I saw a snake in a dream. Well, you could see a snake in a dream and it not be God showing you something. Let me just say that. But then after the fact, she had the accident. So you put two and two together. And then when she came for prayer, we prayed specifically about the snake leaving you.
Right. So even though I dealt with it for a couple years and a half, I did receive prayer, and it did get better, okay? But it was not completely gone. And it didn't dawn on me that, oh, well, I need deliverance, we need to get the snake away. It just didn't come together until I came here, and I was just thinking about all of this for the past couple of days, and I was like, it was just so specific, and just directly at the snake. And then there was something that you said, that even when I saw it, I said that it couldn't have my whole spine, but it was kind of like I came into agreement with it, even though I didn't even though I didn't know what was going on, and I thought about that. And so as I, went on to today, I had to actually completely come out of agreement with that and just be like, no, you can't have it. So, the testimony is that I am delivered, except to maintain the deliverance, so I don't want anyone to be discouraged, because if you have a service and you meet God and have the glory, and then you might think, oh, well, it's back, or maybe the prayer didn't work. you just have to just labor in it and just stand firm. So I want that to be like a part of it, because I do appreciate the prayer, I appreciate the labor, and I'm just like, I'm so happy.
Praise God.